The same plate of food can tell your blood sugar two completely different stories. Same rice, same chicken, same salad. Eat it one way, and your glucose climbs a gentle hill. Eat it the other way, and it shoots up a cliff and then crashes below where it started. Nothing about the food changed. Only the order did. In the next few minutes, I will show you the study behind that claim, the 3 gears that make it work, the exact order to use tonight, and the 3 places this trick usually dies, including the meal where almost everyone gets it wrong. Then I will give you a 1-week test so you can see it on your own numbers instead of taking my word for it. First, why the spike is worth caring about even if you have never been told you have a blood sugar problem. A sharp rise after a meal tends to buy you a sharp fall about 2 hours later. That valley is the 3 p.m. slump, the sudden hunger for something sweet, the afternoon where your focus quits early. And over years, researchers have linked bigger after-meal swings to more wear on blood vessels. A flatter curve is not about being strict. It is about steadier energy today and less load on the system over time. Here is the study that started the food order conversation. In a small trial at a New York medical school, people with type 2 diabetes ate the exact same meal on different days. Bread and juice first on one visit. Vegetables and protein first, carbs last on another. Same calories, same food, same person. When the carbs came last, the study measured a dramatically lower after-meal peak, in a range of 40% lower at some time points. Later studies have pointed the same direction. The honest fine print. These were small studies. The strongest results were in people with diabetes, and your effect may be smaller. But the direction is consistent, and the cost of trying it is 0. So what is actually happening? 3 gears, and they're all about traffic control. Gear 1 is fiber, and it works like a net. When vegetables land in your stomach first, their fiber spreads into a kind of mesh. Everything that arrives afterward has to pass through it. The same white rice that would have sprinted into your bloodstream now files through slowly, a little at a time. Your blood sugar sees a cue instead of a stampede. Gear 2 is protein, and it works like a dispatcher. When protein shows up early, it triggers signals that tell your stomach to take its time and tell your pancreas that carbs are coming. Get ready now. By the time the rice actually arrives, the welcoming committee is already in place. Insulin is not chasing the spike from behind. It is waiting at the door. Gear 3 is the carbs themselves. A carb that arrived alone is a naked carb. Nothing slows it down, so it takes the fast lane. The exact same carb, arriving last behind fiber and protein, is a dressed carb. Same food, different speed. That is the whole trick. You are not banning anything. You are changing its arrival time. So here is the order, and it is simpler than any diet you have ever tried. Vegetables first. Salad, cooked greens, whatever is on the plate. Then the protein and fats. Chicken, fish, eggs, beans. Carbs last. Rice, bread, pasta, potatoes, and anything sweet at the very end. No timers, no weighing, no waiting between courses. Just finish most of the vegetables and protein before you start the starch. Water with the meal instead of juice, because juice is a naked carb you drink. Now the 3 places this trick dies. Place number 3, restaurants. The bread basket lands first, you are hungry, and the order flips against you before the menu even opens. The move: ask for a side salad when you order drinks, and slide the bread basket to the far side of the table until the food arrives. Bread with the meal instead of before it is already a win. Place number 2, the buffet. Everything is available at once, and the plate becomes a pile. The move: treat your first plate as vegetables and protein only on purpose. The starches are not going anywhere. Round 2 can be whatever you want, and it will land behind the net you already built. And place number 1, the meal where nearly everyone eats backwards. Breakfast: cereal, toast, juice, a pastry. That is a plate of naked carbs at the exact hour your body is already running its morning stress chemistry. The move: put the protein first. Eggs, yogurt, cottage cheese, even last night's leftovers. If toast is staying, it goes after. Fixing breakfast order alone may flatten the biggest spike of your whole day. One honest boundary before the test. Food order is a lever, not a license. Vegetables first does not make a mountain of pasta disappear. Portions still count, And none of this replaces whatever plan you and your clinician already have. It stacks on top of everything else. That is exactly why it is worth having. It costs nothing, and it does not fight any other habit you are building. Now, make it your own experiment because your body is the only study that matters. Here is the 1-week test. Pick one meal you eat often, say your usual lunch. Days 1 and 2, eat it in whatever order you normally would, and 90 minutes later, write down 2 things: your energy and your hunger, each out of 10. Days 3 and 4, same meal, vegetables first, carbs last, same notes at 90 minutes. If you use a glucose meter or a CGM, take the same readings you normally take and watch the difference in the curve. This is exactly what I built SteadyRange for. You log the meal and your numbers, and it lays day 1 next to day 4, so the pattern is impossible to miss. Free to look, no account needed, link below. Last thing, this is general education, not medical advice. I am a health educator, not your doctor, and decisions about diabetes care or medication belong with your own clinician, especially because flatter numbers can change what your plan needs. What you can own today is the order on your plate. Vegetables first, protein next, carbs last. Run the 1-week test and let your own numbers convince you. And if you want to know what your body is doing before breakfast even starts, the morning blood pressure episode is right here. Same dashboard, different gauge. See you in that one.